going on, everybody, and welcome back to Make Your Own Luck Mondays. And again, this is a web series that I've been doing on my Instagram page for quite some time, and I will link my Instagram in the description below. But every Monday, I come out with a quick 5-minute video to talk about a topic around personal finance, wealth creation, investing, and I try to break it down and make it simple because I'm just a regular dude. I'm not some finance pro. So today's topic is basically, why are you broke? And the biggest buzzword ever, and I definitely don't like saying it, but it is mindset change. And I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of, you need to have your mindset for this or that. There's a million books, there's a million videos. You can go watch them all. I'm just over it. So when I talk about mindset, I just want to break it down and make it super easy for you. So there's basically two ways that I look at mindset as far as finance goes, and I look at it as investor's mindset and consumer mindset. And I think we're pretty wired to be consumers. We buy things, we work a job, we make money, and then we go out and we purchase things that we want. And it's, just kind of how it rolls. But to shift your mindset a little bit and try to get on the other side of the transaction will have you look at things in your daily life in a different way, which is pretty rad. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll give you one big example on Tesla at the end of the video, and then a couple here just for daily life stuff. So for me, I'm a long-term investor in the stock market. So I do a bunch of blue chip companies that pay dividends quarterly or semi-annually or annually. And a lot of those companies, I typically don't really partake in their normal business outside of owning a part of their business. And a couple of examples there would be like McDonald's. I'm a shareholder in McDonald's and they pay me dividends every quarter, and I'm very appreciative of that. And for every cheeseburger you go out there and buy, I get a little bit of cash. But I don't eat at McDonald's. So, it's one of those things where I'm kind of on the opposite side of the transaction there, where, you go out and spend and I reap the benefits. Same with Coca-Cola. I'm an investor there, and same situation. I don't drink Coke, but every quarter I get dividends paid, and I have other, long-term stocks that I look at like that as well, Kraft Heinz and Starbucks and different things like that. Even though it's Starbucks, every time I get my dividend payment, I go out and get a coffee because it's on them that day. So that's always fun. But I wanted to give you guys an example with Tesla, which is an interesting one because it really gets you thinking of how your money's being spent and your thought process going into things. So typically going into buying a car, say it's a Tesla, right? Like, they're pretty spendy. Maybe you really, really want one and you're saving up all your money and you're going to say, hey, it's the new model. This was a year ago, right? The new Model Y is going to be coming out a year from now. I'm going to save up. It's going to be like $50,000 and I'm going to save up 10 grand and put 10 grand down on that car and I'm going to get it. So that right there, consumer mindset, because one, you're going to save up the money and then you're going to try whatever you can to figure out how to pay for that car. What is going to be the finance that you can do? How many months far out? Can you go 84 months? Can you go this? Can you go that? How can we get the payment where it needs to be? What are the incentives from the state or the government or whatever? So you're just going to try to figure out how to spend your money to spend that $50,000 and get that Tesla. So flip the script a little bit. If you were to take that $10,000 down payment a year ago and buy shares of Tesla, they were floating around, $250 for last year, right around there, something like that. So that would have got you like 40 shares. The 40 shares today would be worth $60,000. And this is a crazy example because Tesla's stock has done really, really well. Even through the pandemic, it dropped a bit, but then has now, gone way up. But it just gets you thinking about the other side of it. So if your stock, that same 10 grand, is now worth $60,000, you basically could take that $50,000, and again, there's capital gains and taxes and all these different things, but for the sake of normal round numbers, you take the 50 grand profit, you go buy a Tesla for free, and you have your $10,000 investment still sitting in there doing its thing. So that's just a way and an example for you guys to think about getting on the other side of the transaction when it comes to investor mindset, versus consumer mindset. Or in simpler terms, you can just say owner versus renter. What it's like to be an owner of something, whether it be a business, a property, anything like that, versus someone who's renting or leasing, or renting that space, or renting that telephone, or anything that we can rent nowadays. So there's just all these things that you can look at a little different, and hopefully next time you go to a fast food joint or something like that, or next time you're driving by Home Depot or something like that, you can start to think of, hey, I wonder what the stock price is, or do I really need to do this project or eat this meal right now? And if I don't do this for X amount of time, maybe I can put a few bucks into investing in these businesses for the long term. So it could be a good way for you to start thinking a little bit different about your financial future. And that's all I got for this week here on Make Your Own Luck Mondays. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Again, it's just one video a week that I do. Nothing crazy, not flooding your whole notifications deal. So if you want to subscribe and get notified for my once a week videos, that would be super helpful. And thanks. We'll see you next week.